Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here, introducing you to Spacers Redux, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you're a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page where members get extra content, fireside chats, discounts on merch, and more. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review in your podcast app of choice is always helpful. As well, we're starting up some new stuff over on our YouTube soon, so subscribe to our Ko-fi page to be the first to be informed when we have new things up and going. We even have another dice raffle. For each month, subscribers are in the Creative Collaborator tier, and up your name goes into a hat that we will pull a winner from at the end of this arc for the dice I'm using to mess with the players. That'll be the end of the current dungeon that we're in. But for now... Last of the crew, Greg, Biantha, and Flinch are struggling defending off a hive swarm while trying to damage the station's engine. Meanwhile, Laurel and Cryptic finally have eyes on the Matriarch as she utilizes her monstrous entity to attack them.
Now I feel like...
Welcome back! Shut up!
I feel like Dr. Evil.
That needs to be your new catchphrase.
Welcome, shut up! Anyway, okay, we're just gonna jump right into it. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's get into this. Starting off with the initiative order that we set last turn. Greg, we start with you as you're in this small conduit with Flinch inside this engine, and you hear like a chittering, cheering coming from outside, and then a blaster shot.
Flinch. I'm just gonna see what's going on outside.
It's really reminiscent to the past.
Flinch has his thumb up for those listening to this.
Yeah. Reenacts the patch with
Giving me
our reenact. Yeah.
I'm gonna go,
See what that is?
I'm gonna hold my hand cannon, and I'm gonna go and see what's going on.
So first things first, just so we can get the lay of the land, Diantha, before your initiative even starts, you get that shot off. So there was the one that went for the thing, and you went bang. So I'm going to set a difficulty for you, and I'm going to need you to grab your alertness die, your weapon, and anything else that would assist in you shooting to do this. And you have to beat... I hope this isn't a thing for you guys to deal with for the rest of it. 11d6.
My pistol ability is different than my weapon, yeah?
Yeah, you should have a skill for your weapon, and then you add, then the die is for your weapon is also in that pool as well.
Gorgeous.
There should be at least 3 dice, if not even more. So 11d6.
Oh, I'll have it more, because this is military shit.
Sure is.
Ooh. Okay, that will be 13d8.
Okay, so you deal 2 points of damage to the insect that's there, and with the d8, actually one of the 2 insects, you immediately just shoot it, and it just, this green ichor just splats onto the edge of the engine, and its carcass slams. So, Greg, as you kind of crawl on out, that was your, before even starting, just starting to fire.
Yeah.
So, Greg, as you're like, what's going on? And this guts just drops in front of you of a carcass with a hole in its skull.
Oh my.
If you're not breaking shit, shoot shit.
And you see all of the insects have now begun to fly off the walls. They are moving around like a storm above you. Some of them seem to be ready to bolt on down towards the vent that you're actively in. What do you want to do with your action? Your old action.
I'm going to stay in the vent opening like a little tiny goblin guard because no one can get in here right now.
Okay.
If I can help it.
I'm assuming the vent is small enough that only one can fit at a time, since we had to squeeze through.
Yeah.
Like it was one of us behind the other or whatever.
Yeah, they would have to remove Greg to get past. Yes.
And I am.
So you are effectively acting as a plug.
And I am ready to shoot something.
Roll! The difficulty for you is, again, 11d6. Just keep rolling decently.
14d10. Yay!
You got a pistol?
It's my hand cannon.
Yeah. Bang, 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 and a couple of it just starts raining insects and shooting up into
It's raining insects! Hallelujah!
Oh,
I couldn't think.
Back upstairs.
yeah.
You watch as this bastardization of what was once, perhaps in a past life, a Kokri kind of rips out of this chrysalis and just starts crying out to and seemingly having some form of control over everything in the station. Laurel, you don't experience this, but Cliptic, you do experience a calling, a very primal urge to do as you're told.
Okay. Is it telling me something specific?
Well, at this particular point, I need you to roll a willpower
Of
check.
course, yes.
So it rolled a higher, so the Matriarch rolled a higher initiative than you. So basically this is going to be a psychological attack on just you, for now. So yeah, I need you to set me in difficulty. How are you going to defend yourself against this neuromancy? Yeah, you're defending yourself.
Defend. And it's using willpower, though. Okay.
Unless you have another way of doing it, but you can't exactly dodge this.
No, I mean the other one, yeah. No.
Bet you wish you had a tinfoil hat now.
Sorry. Laurel, you have a tinfoil hat?
I don't.
Oh no!
I don't recall. I think it might have been
It was just you two.
Just you two nincompoops.
Concentration. Oh,
Yeah.
good God. Plan
would've
has
written
nothing
it down.
to do with it, though, right?
No, it's still part of the plan. Your intent, your goal was to mess with the Matriarch.
I would say
She messed him back.
Rally roar would work?
Now you still got that on you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't removed it yet.
Motivating.
Sure is.
Telekinesis to block?
Wouldn't work for this. Telekinesis is physically moving things with your mind. It's not. Yeah, this is kind of like your mind shunting ability if you have it on time.
Well,
Defend your mind, Palace.
and I'm setting the difficulty.
You are.
Okay.
Don't forget that you can add 3 with the plot point.
I'm going to use a plot point.
Good idea.
18d8.
Ooh. Okay, that's 13d10. So you beat me by 5. Now, so that's a heroic success on your part in defending yourself. Do you have a
But I used
hero?
a plot point.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You used your plot point. That does not work. However, yeah, 8 points of damage in retaliation as whatever this is coming from. Just you like psychologically shunt it back, and this hive creature in the middle just kind of like rears in frustration or pain. You
So
can't tell.
tactic. It's damaging the body of tactic, essentially.
It's damaging whatever's in the center of this room, and that's how I'm going to define this thing.
Okay.
But she had a higher effect die. So what that's going to do is, how do I want her to mess with you? You have a headache, D6?
Yes.
That's going to go up to a D8.
Okay.
As that ring just gets a little bit more, and some voices kind of, and she starts, the attack comes with some dialogue. And she shunts into your brain. And it's like, you could have ruled everything. This all could have been yours, but I had to just settle for the next best brain I could find. With that, actually, we're going to stick with your group for now. So with that, Cliptic, you are next.
Okay. Can I try and get into the mind of this thing to see if there's any piece of Tactic's consciousness in there?
You can try.
Yeah.
You want to try it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay. How do you do this? Oh, pause for one quick sec. I have to introduce something that's happening here because you are dealing with a boss level threat. So, I don't know if I've done this with this particular group yet. So I usually have plot points, just like you, to mess with things. For these large-scale endeavors, another system gets implemented called the Doom system. Doom dice. These work separately from plot points, but I can use them similarly to plot points. I now can't use plot points while I'm in a Doom encounter. So what I do is I place a series of dice up on the top of my GM screen so you can see how many Doom dice I have and at what level they're at. I'm laying out a bunch of D10s. Every time I use one of these, I permanently reduce. I use it like a plot point, and then I permanently reduce that die.
So like a D10 to a D8.
To go to a D8. So I have 4 D10 Doom dice. This is a level 4 D10 difficulty creature. You're like person. She's not a god, but she's doing some pretty messed up stuff. So those aren't added to all my rolls, but if I need to increase my roll at all or mess with it, I will take one of those, then permanently reduce it. If you get high enough effect dice, you can actually prematurely reduce my Doom dice. If the Doom dice are reduced to 0, regardless of the HP level of the individual, the encounter ends. Not necessarily to say that she's defeated, she might be, depends on the situation, but the encounter would come to a conclusion.
Okay.
Maybe she runs away, we'll see how that goes, but that's up to you guys to figure out how you want to do that. Okay?
Okay.
So with that being said, my apologies, keep going.
Okay. So I'm going to try... There's going to be a combination of trying to communicate, see if there's a part of this tactic left, but I'm also going to use illusion as well of the last time that they saw me.
Okay.
So...
You're going to add your scarf into this?
Oh yeah, I have my scarf!
Yeah!
That's right, my magical scarf.
Your scarf should be in all of these checks.
All right, yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to set the difficulty because you're attacking it. I rolled a 1, so do you want to knock that headache down by 1?
Sure. Damn right I do.
Okay. Ultimately, though, it is a... that was on my 10, too. 14 D8.
Okay. I have 2 1s. And I can use a plot point?
Yes.
Sure can.
Fucking yes I am.
I did not use one, so... I love
19 D8?
you got a 19 D8?
I have a 19 D8.
That is 5 points damage. Are you trying to hold back at all? In the sense of, are you trying to deal in all the strain, or are you trying to just attack this thing?
I probably initially am going to try to hold back, because there might be a chance.
Okay, so we'll fight all this strain then. With only meeting the effect die and not exceeding it, the only thing you're going to get out of this invasion of its mind is all of the voices it's connected to. Not voices, that's more personal. All of the connections it has outside of this chamber.
Right.
The one thing you're going to learn from that, though, is there is nothing personable about any of it. But that's all you get.
I'm going to try and block the voices.
Well, that'll be for it. So that was your rolled action for this turn. So you're going to stay there, trying to interact with this thing. All right, Laurel. So you watch this clip that went on up, just doing this, just struggling.
I'm just gonna scream. I'm gonna charge. Of course. Charge right at it.
You're going to hit this thing.
Oh heck yeah!
Oh yeah. Let me set that difficulty for you. Yeah, all right. 11 D10.
There's a 1. Oh, there's 2 1s. But I am using the afflict special effect here.
Okay.
Is it 11?
11, yeah.
That is 14 D12.
14 D12?
Yep.
Because you get to step up.
Because I get to step up the effect die when inflicting a complication.
That's wild.
So I just charge up the warhammer and run screaming at this thing, just pound into it.
It's going to be a D8 complication. Is there anything in particular you want that complication to be?
I want to sever one of the pipes connecting it into the ceiling. Just because I'm kind of slamming into it as I go, so it just rips out of the ceiling.
Okay, awesome. And you deal damage and with a high effect type, so nothing else comes from that, but you will hear a voice in the back of your head. Not the back of your head, through your ears. The voice is in the room of the matriarch being like, Laurel, where's the Tex? I can never keep the two. I can never keep them straight. You're just roaming through time aimlessly, trying to stop the inevitable. Why?
Here to help my friends.
Why?
Why?
Why? She's an evil witch.
Helping my friends, and that's all I'm doing. That's all I've ever done.
She's got some mean girl energy to her, to be honest.
Yeah. She's a bitch.
He's obsessed with me.
Yeah, literally.
Nice, that's with me. All right, back down to the engine. Diantha, you're up next. You watch as Greg comes on out and just starts firing up into the ceiling.
Bang, bang, shooting.
Oh, before you get to go, my apologies. The insects get to go. Yeah. Greg, I'm gonna need you to set some kind of defense for me, because a few of them are about to bolt on down and go into the vent. Okay. The one thing you can't use is your agility because you were in the vent.
That's fine.
Okay. So it has to be any other characteristic but agility and no dodging skills.
Okay.
All these D6s.
Still part of the plan.
Sure is.
We are.
Plan. I have a skill called These Walls Between Us, which is to build a light barricade. I'm going to use that body that dropped down
Nice.
behind me.
Yes.
To help me with
100%.
this.
Oh, barricade!
That's clever. That's so clever.
And
Bodycade?
Bodycade. Yeah.
bodycade. It is basically a bodycade, yes. I'm going to use a plot point because why not? I'm going to use a plot point, and that's going to be 8d8, which is with a plot point. Oh dear.
You didn't roll ones.
I did not roll one.
That's
I did.
Oh,
Yay!
So 8d8?
Yeah.
Okay. I rolled 2 1s. So Diantha, just because it's the simplest way to do this, you can completely remove the deity complication from you.
Yay.
Probably best that this happened before you rolled, because that would add on to your difficulty. So you're
I'm
basically
fine now.
fuck it. It's not bothering you. There's other problems in the room. 8d8. Well, I'm gonna take a 13d8.
Okay.
So that's a heroic. It's an extreme success on you. So, yeah, the barricade. You put the barricade up, and as they hit you in impact, one of the spiny arms that kind of juts on through does cut right through the body and does impale you right in the torso somewhere and pulls on out. You have a D6 complication of riddled full of holes. So you're kind of bleeding out right now.
This whole problem.
That works.
So that was your defensive roll. That would have included the D8 armor, correct?
You should have had that in there, yeah.
It's late now, but
No.
I'm saying it to remind.
No, but it's because I was doing something. I was thinking about terms of making the barricade and not
Oh, okay.
defending me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next time, add your armor into that because it would count because you're getting hit by.
I'm only saying it as a reminder to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
This whole thing, D6 complication.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that with the piercing ability, it's going to be, so it's 5 points of damage, 5 wounds. Because there's a thing that they have that if it is a heroic success, it's all dealt as wounds.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, now it's Diantha's turn. Sorry. So now you see there's a couple of them that are trying to get at the vent.
Great. I'm gonna shoot those ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot them.
Let me just set a difficulty for you.
And they're there's no opening where they are into all that machinery below, is there? If I were to shoot one, and if it were to fall, would it fall into the gears and stuff below by chance?
There's a possibility.
Great. I would like to strategically try and have bodies go into the gears.
Okay, cool. Love it.
The bodies hit the floor.
Oh my god.
That is 3 ones. Before I give you the results, 3 ones. One of the things with ones, if I roll them, is they reduce complications for those in the immediate vicinity. Greg, you're the only one with a complication. I know I just gave it to you, but literally you can just be immediately patch it up with something.
Duct tape.
Oh.
It's more like, I remember I have armor.
Yes.
All right.
I say I have dirty underwear routine, but I shouldn't put that on a wound.
No. The difficulty for you is still pretty good though. It's a 13d8.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget, you can use plot point every time.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, okay. What is that? How does that work? I just have to add 3 to my roll?
Yeah.
You could totally add
Yeah,
3 of those
dice
dice together.
together.
That's the easiest method. There's tons of others, but that's the
Or
easiest.
if you have a hero dice, you can.
15 d8.
Hey, that's 2 more and that's the thing. So, that stuff as you kind of fire in, one of the 2 bodies drops down as you're firing.
Does it get
into
stuck in a gear and mess stuff up?
Nah,
Not yet.
You need a higher enough. You need a higher effect die than.
There's a lot of bodies in here, so.
Now, next turn, if you want to go and pick one up and just heave it over the edge, you could do that.
There's a lot of living ones alive, so that's probably.
Yeah, there's a ton. And
Yeah,
now you're
we'll just aim first.
seeing that some occasionally
just-
1 or 2 comes out of the vents and joins the fray.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna eat
We
that
need a better
bug?
plan than killing them one at a time.
Can I also Can I also just throw a body over?
What's your highest athletic skill?
Nothing, probably. I'm not very strong.
Then no, you will have to roll to do it. If you had a high enough athletic skill and it was more than what they weighed, you could freely just pick a thing up and throw it. Yeah, but no, you'd have to put some effort into it.
Once
I
again,
have a D10 tactics, so if I'm shooting things, then I'm really strategic with it. And I just strategically aim for the ones that are above the important looking gear.
If you next time you roll, if you want to do that with the intention of not trying to prevent them from getting into the vent, but trying to fuck up the gears below, yeah, of course, 100%. That's a great idea. But we move on now. Flinch.
What are you doing?
You're plugged in. What are you trying to do?
Okay, so I need to do this without metagaming, so I'm just going to make it very simple. Okay, because I wanted, and I'm not going to change my plan, I wanted to screw with climate control or the temperature itself. So the easiest way to do it so it's not as noticeable is I'm sure there's an area that's requiring more somewhere else. So I'm going to make other areas colder while shunting more heat toward the one that's already got it.
Okay.
Now,
What's interesting about this plan is that there is a chamber where you notice all the organic tubes are going somewhere. One of those tubes deactivates somehow. You didn't do anything. It just stops functioning. And it is indeed going to a room that is requiring the most organic energy.
Once that shunts out, do I notice a difference in power distribution? Once one of those tubes comes out. Now,
I'm going to need you to roll. You have to roll and we'll give you some answers. Yeah.
Yeah, because basically I want to, you know what I mean? Cool other areas, but take that excess energy so that the total energy is the same. So it doesn't set off anything, but I want to make everything else, and while heating up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, no, I need you to make at least
That's fine.
your
That's
first
fine.
check first, then we'll see how you get.
That's
So, I will roll an opposition because the station is actively opposing you.
Sure, that makes sense.
Which is actually kind of creepy.
Is this considered a construct?
This thing you're in?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Sure does. Oh, I rolled good.
No, that's a problem.
17d8.
You got this.
Yep.
We believe in you.
You're going to want to use one of those.
I rolled 3 once. That's a problem.
I have to use that.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Use one of those if you need. One of your hero dice. And then
But it's 17. Either way, I'm going to critically fail. Yeah, either way.
unless you have a talent that lets you re-roll.
Would read the fucking manual work here?
What, read out that talent to me, please?
Oh no, it just says fail a repair or craft roll.
Is this technically a craft roll?
No, you weren't crafting a thing. You were just trying to figure out what's going on.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's just how
What'd you get?
it crumbles. I have 5. Technically, because it's a construct, I step up the effect die, so it's 6d10 because I get to step it up.
I will say,
So
That
at least the
having-
effect die is.
by failing the check, but having a higher effect die, that's good. I will say for this context, because what you're gonna get information. You're not gonna be able to pull up what you want, but the higher effect that gives you a few bits of information. First things first, the fact that the engine is actively resisting you is new. That's not how engines work. The intelligence on the other end of this is powerful, and it does not like that you're here. And the takeaway you're going to get from the failure is that it kind of doesn't matter about tripping anything. The station knows you're here.
Mm-hmm.
The subterfuge is now done.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, How much you failed by?
You said 17, right?
Yeah.
So it's 11.
11. So that's bad. That's bad. Your maximum hit points are 12.
Yeah. Oh, so even though I was just trying to find information, it's still considered an attack.
It mostly because of the heroic. It's because of the critical.
I fully
failure.
get it.
It's if it wasn't for the critical failure, because it has connection of this thing, the tube actually begins to sprout roots that start to crawl into your brain. You take 11 points of strain damage.
Okay.
Just strain, which is a lot, but you can take a check to concentrate and just kind of relax out of it. But this thing is digging into your brain right now, and
Next
it's
time include your tin.
not great.
Does my tinfoil hat help?
You didn't put your tinfoil hat in there? I forgot to make that. Roll your tinfoil hat and see if that adjusts your score at all.
That's just a D6.
Yeah, has that affected your?
That's another one.
So no. The tinfoil hat.
I won't take that one into account.
The tinfoil hat was like, "Come in, guys. There's lots
Hey,
of room."
I'm trying stuff here.
No, that's good. That's great. That's great. But that was still 3 ones.
Yes.
So here's what's going to happen with those. God,
Oh, I thought the ones were what was causing it to go.
that was the critical. If you failed by 5 or more. Because I dealt you so much damage, I won't do it that way. I could apply those 3 as a complication to you, or I could just do this: 6, 8, 10. I give myself another one of these. I now have another D10. Doom die.
Yeah.
First try for me. No, it's good.
I rolled 4 ones on that.
I know. I'm sorry. It's such a bad roll.
No, that's fair.
Shit happens.
I've actually rolled really well since we went through this system, so it happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Rough.
Yep.
So, Greg, as you're there and you're like just kind of like duct tape slapping the wound on your chest, you just hear Flinch screaming in the background in pain.
Oh,
Christ is not something that exists in this universe.
By the navigator. It's your turn, actually.
okay. I am going to leave the bodycade for a moment, and I'm going to go back to Flinch because he's my best friend and he just screamed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look at what's happening and be like,
Okay, you need to disconnect from whatever this thing is, and we are going to do what we should have done in the first place. We are going to blow holes in it. Yes?
Yeah, when my turn comes again, there. I'll disconnect.
So what will you do for your turn? It's just
well, I can't
encourage
blow
him.
holes in anything in here yet because he's still connected to the stupid thing.
But if we're talking, I can say.
Yeah, you can converse. That's fine.
See, how do I do this without metagaming? When I saw one of the things disconnect with nothing we've done, could I make the assumption that for it to disconnect in the way it did, that it would have had to have been something like Cliptic or...
So here's how I'm going to do this. I think this makes sense to do this now. Turn orders are kind of subjective. We can rearrange the turn order to make it make sense in the context of things. So being that you're having this conversation, if you want to have this turn's rolled action be, what the fuck could that have been? And just roll an intelligence check to see if you can kind of like deduce what happened, I'll allow that.
Okay.
Because I characters can deduce things.
Yep.
But I don't want it to be a metagamey thing. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do a quick roll for you, even though it's technically Greg's turn.
I'm fine
You're
with
kind of
you.
sharing.
Yeah.
Is it possible just to disconnect?
We'll get to that later.
Okay, so...
dear.
But this isn't me attacking anything.
No. This is you doing it your own. This is like a knowledge check. The higher up the track you get.
Gears inside your head are turning.
So yeah, intelligence, anything you can think of that would help make this make sense.
Well, there's a good roll.
Hey!
I'm going to
good
use a
roll.
plot
Wow.
point, so I have 19d8.
Hey! If you didn't use just for well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Actually, I don't.
Plot point.
It all depends because it would have been 14d8. If 14d8 would have been enough, so that
It's all the
so
same.
19.
Those, yeah. Could you have had a higher effect die and keep it above 11? Or keep it above 15?
Unless I'm dealing with a construct, I can't get above an effect die 8.
Gotcha. Okay. So with that, you get a few bits of information. Yeah, so it comes from there is a room. The station is running itself, but the station the organic stuff seems to be primarily powering a main construct somewhere else that's connected to. The thing was in pain and it had nothing to do with you. I'd say that is enough context to know that whatever is happening to it is in your favor.
Good. But I can see all the tubes coming down and connecting. So maybe... I'm like, is there room to go up that way? Through the fucking...
It's tight. It is a tight squeeze. Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about Everett for the three of us like trying to escape this area.
You have intangibility. I would allow only you to go through. And it would be checks the whole way. Like, it is...
Oh, I'd end up being
with all of the tubes going in, it is a tight squeeze.
We could blow up the tube.
Anyway, that's probably enough kill time. I'm going to relay. They're screwing with it up there, all those tubes. That's it.
So how would you like to finish your turn there, Greg?
Me?
Yeah, you haven't rolled anything yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll shoot the tubes. Hand cannon.
I've already
tubes.
had my roll.
Yeah, fair
I had
enough.
shooting dice ready.
Okay.
Because I assumed whatever I was going to do would be shooting something.
Good. Setting the defense.
I rolled a 1. Are there any complications in this group right now? No?
I know mine's gone.
That's fine. Do you want to add a d6 to that by giving me a free step up of one of these?
Mm-mm.
Didn't think so.
Oh.
So your difficulty is... I can do math. 12d10.
13d6.
Okay.
Much better one.
So you met the score.
Yay!
but they had a higher...
It was a 12.
It is a 12. You beat it by 1. Hey!
You just have the higher
Nope,
effect.
I did bad math, but I had a higher effect die. So here's how this shakes out, especially because you had, 2 ones?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to give you a plot point, Flip, not Greg. Because you're about to get something bad happen.
I know. I know.
So as you shoot the tube and you nick it and some, green ichor begins to drip out of it, you've seen, believe Cliptic bleeds green, right?
Sure. I do now. Something other than normal blood.
Yeah. Blood that looks like Cliptic's blood starts dripping out of the cut in the tube as you kind of shoot at it. The tube seemed thick. A blaster bolt did minimal damage, just roll, but also it's like, oh, this isn't gonna just be a one and done thing. But as you shoot it and you deal damage, there is a groaning sound that would sound like, the station kind of creaking, but it because of the heartbeat in this area as well, that's kind of starting to get a little deafening because you're inside the engine. The roaring is like, oh, is the station screaming right now? It's not. It's Flinch. As Flinch, the wires extend deeper into his head, and you have a D8 complication of the station's attached to you. Mm-hmm. No damage, just effect dice.
Yep.
Or complication stuff. With that, we go back into the upstairs chamber with you two. So Cliptic, you're there. You're kind of trying to get onto this thing here. Laurel,
Yeah.
I need you to roll me some kind of a defense check.
Is it physical or mental?
Physical, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
D8 armor.
I'm way better at that.
Yeah, don't know why she's doing it that way. Oh, I know why. She is. There's something she's trying to do.
Yeah, and does this count? Can I use Dianth's orders for this?
Yeah, you are engaging with the Matriarch. That does track.
Going to. I'll stick with enhanced strength. Nice. That is a 16d8.
16 D8s. I'm going to use one of these. Drop it down to a D8. Not enough.
Am I covering for Cliptic at all? Or is she just being, or is she's actually attacking me?
Well, here's what we're going to figure out in a sec. What's your total score?
16d8.
Okay. Oh, actually, I get to add this into it. Never. I'm trying to remember how Doom dice work. Sorry, I'm going to cut this out. Let me just think about this for a second. Just add on to it. It's just in my dice pool. Oh, it's just in my dice pool. Okay, so no. Just 16d8? Mm-hmm. So I got a 15d10.
Okay.
Okay. So she does not succeed. But what the sensation is, it's as if something grabs you from the back and tries to pull you away. And you look around and there is nothing. You don't see what was doing it.
It's those damn monkeys.
Monkeys are back.
The monkeys. All right. Cliptic.
Yeah.
So I'm looking around and I'm just gonna say to Cliptic, she can move things with her mind.
What are things we've always needed?
I mean,
Oh no, this
Love
one.
Laurel.
Oh no, this one's got a knife.
I found their weakness. Without their hands, they're powerless.
I mean, I know that Cliptic can move things with his mind.
Yeah.
So-
It's so
No,
good.
that other people can also do that.
It's
It's amazing.
No.
Perfect. It is amazing.
It's amazing that Laurel and Greg haven't just brought us down in a giant ball of flames.
That's how we started.
I was gonna say, it only goes up from here.
Well,
All right, Cliptic. Yeah. Spread that out.
I believe my plan was I was going to try and still the voices in this thing's head.
Yeah, of course. The difficulty that I'm going to set is 13d10.
Okay. I can't use my armor in this, can I? No.
No, you're not
Yeah,
defending.
I'm not. No once.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
It's a good step in the right direction.
I'm gonna use a plot point,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say it's a 17d8.
Hey! Ah, but I said higher effect die. Yes. Okay. 14. So 3 points. Still trying to keep it stunned?
That's a good question. Yeah, I probably would be as my character because again, I'm just trying to see if I can save the person that saved me. So
With the high enough, with it having a higher effect die, you don't seem to be able to get any purchase into its mind at all. You're weakening it,
okay.
but you don't seem to be getting into whatever its connection to things is.
Okay.
With that, Laura, what are you gonna do?
Well, I got knocked back, which means I can charge again, because now I got space.
Oh, you weren't knocked back. Actually, you succeeded the check.
I did succeed the check, so I was not knocked back, so I cannot charge. That's cool.
I guess that's oops.
It's really fun. So since I'm next to it, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to swing up my warhammer and try and bring it down and lodge it in the tear and make that tear bigger to try and make whatever this creature is that's trapped inside fall out. So I'm swinging I'm attacking
Fantastic.
with my warhammer, but that's the specifics of what I'm trying to do.
Give her.
All right. There's a 1.
Derek's face.
Don't forget about a plot point.
But I'm still doing
Oh.
afflict. So that is, let's go with, I'm going to spend a plot point because it's fun. Yeah. And so that's that one, and then it's going to be those 3. So that's a 20d12. Yay! This is what Laurel does.
Brother!
She hits
All right.
her hammer. I do.
So here's...
She's finally getting to
The
do what
rub.
she was made to.
Did you notice that I didn't roll anything before you did that?
I did.
So as you rip on through and you tear the chrysalis the rest of the way open, you aid this thing in its hatching process. It rips apart, it falls onto the ground in a heavy smacking sound as all of these different limbs and tendrils now reach on out and grip onto the different tubes, keeping it around, and now it has many ways of attacking you.
I don't think that's better.
But I can't ignore a D12 effect die. So what I'll say is, in the process of doing that, you hear a discontented voice, something that's a little perturbed, irked, if you will. With a D12 effect die, I will say that because it's so much higher than this. You see that something is, with the way that the ichor kind of splatters across the floor, there should be a spray pattern on a particular part of the floor that isn't, as if something may have been in the way of it and is now out of the way.
Mother.
So I'll give you that.
poker. Yeah, does make sense.
Okay, so I'm sorry that most of that damage got wasted, but
You found?
I will say you've discovered something.
Yeah.
I was leaving as soon as you said it. I was like, oh no.
I was like, hey, works for me.
No, it just adds more
I-
cinematic quality.
I saw the look on your face.
I'm terrible at poker. Actually, surprisingly good at poker.
However, that was a very impressive roll.
All you gotta do now is say, I'm building at poker. You're just gonna go through all the...
Like a poker.
You have no idea how to play poker.
Not at all.
Macho, though.
Back to downstairs. Diantha, while you're outside the chamber there, the insects kind of get a primary thing. They still, at this point, they still seem absolutely fixated on the vents. There's a priority list. You're not sure why they haven't looked at you yet, but they still don't seem to really care about
A little hurt by that. I'm like, what about a chop beat? Like,
I just smell so good.
sort of. Your barricade, what's the die rating on it?
My barricade has a D8.
D8s?
Yes.
Damn. All right.
These walls between us better hold.
Since you're outside, you can augment the defense here. So basically act like it's a defense check. So this doesn't count as your turn.
Okay.
How would you want to stop them from busting through this?
going through the vent or like bursting through the.
Greg has taken one of the carcasses and
like
the
going through
hole.
the carcass.
They're trying to carve away the carcass and rip into the vent.
I'll just. I'll put myself in front of it, and like as I'm going, when I can, just take the corpses that are on the floor and keep adding to it.
Oh, so you're gonna just jump in there and just try and fucking
Yeah.
okay? How do you want to roll that?
Great question.
It is a very tactical move.
I would apply tactics to this. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Felix, fix it.
Oh
Intelligent.
my god.
Intelligent.
Yep, I would take all that. That makes perfect sense to me. This is not your turn. This is you
Okay,
trying to
yeah,
stop them from doing stuff. So you still will have that chance later.
Yar.
No.
And then would my own armor apply to this? My personal
Yeah.
armor?
Yes, because you were in the way. They're going to try and get through you to get into the vent.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget you can use a plot point to add 3 unless it's really high and you want to try a critical.
13d10.
13d10. Oh, can you add a d8 for the barricade itself?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you're going to get that in this check too because you're trying to add to it. Does that modify your...
13d10.
Okay.
Nice.
Nothing changed.
Maybe
But nothing got worse.
It's still good. It's still good.
11d8. So, no, as you get on up there, in fact, you actually, for thematic's sake, as one of them kind of comes on down, feel free to you're adding the thing, you just grab one of the limbs, just rip, and it just comes clean right off. Like, there's very little resistance, and drop it, and then it kind of just, like, putters on the ground in some kind of state of agony before just flailing over and ceasing its movement.
Flailing over the edge.
You had a d10, right?
Yeah.
10 attack die. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that as you're there doing things, you just kind of kick one over one of the carcass over the edge, and it just goes on over, and it falls down, and you hear it get crushed by all the gears down below.
So moving
Meat
on.
grinder.
You're gonna need a lot more bodies.
Chicken grinder.
And
a
you know
lot.
what? I am in no short supply.
Correct.
We need
So
a
it's
better
your-
strategy than
It's your turn proper now.
one at a time.
So I'll do it. So now that I'm kind of backed up against this, I will do what I was going to do before, which is intentionally go for insects that are over what look like important machinery below me.
Gotcha. Okay. Defense here.
Very tactical too.
You need to beat. Oh, that wasn't a great roll. You need to beat an 8d8.
16d10.
Yeah. She rolled well.
Oh, gee. Oh, that's a great roll.
16d10?
Yes.
Without spending a plot point.
Do you have... What kind of equipment do you have on you?
I have my pistol. I have my armor. I have the communicator device. I have cleaning supplies.
For the thematics of it, and I think that it's just so
A fake arm.
It makes sense. Here's what I'm going to say. Even though you don't have this on your inventory, it just makes sense for this to happen. You have some kind of grenade on you. You have to.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to. You pull it out, like, how many of them can I get? Click. That's about enough time, and you throw it on up there, and it detonates, and several bodies rains from the sky down into the gears. And as they go, this time, instead of just hearing like a rain of splattering sounds like the previous one, but like in repetition, you hear, in addition to this, a groaning sound, like iron twisting and keeps on going. But it seems to be stepping in the right direction, as it is not enjoying this.
It's raining drums. Hallelujah.
Anything non-rolled you want to do while you're here, or just kind of stay in this position clawing at you?
Yeah, I'll just be like, whatever plan you're doing, make it happen faster than it is.
Plans change.
Back to Greg and Flinch.
You need to unplug.
I haul out the warden's sidearm. I'm going to consciously deactivate my exocortex, which is going to mean I can't use that power set.
Yep.
Right? And I understand I'd have to reboot it, but it's so risky. And because the warden's gun is flash burn, it doesn't do stun or anything. I'm not going to try to rip it out. I'm going to shoot at the temperature control where it's connected.
Just take it with you. Take
You know
the
what I mean?
hose with you.
Yeah.
Disable
Okay,
it. Because I don't think I could rip it out. I'd
Probably not.
rather shoot it off at the source.
100%. So instead of giving you a plot point for choosing to disable your own power set, I'm going to say that your complication goes away.
Okay.
I think that's because it's attached to your brain. You're deactivating the part that it's attached to.
I am, because I honestly think even without anything else, hey, that's the choice that has to be made, and I do understand it is gone for whatever this scenario is.
Yep.
Just
No,
make it
that's
easier
great.
to drag you along wherever I need you to go.
Fantastic.
My friends' lives are more important than
Take
mine,
hold of
you know.
the tube.
Like, I can still hack and stuff, I just can't use my
Yes.
vortex.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I love this game system. All right, sweet. I'll set difficulty for you as you kind of reach out and shoot. But because you deactivated it in that order, the complication is not involved in distracting your shot. But I rolled good. 18d10.
Right?
Can I do helping hand and add anything to you? Add a skill up with Robin?
You'd have to be close to him. Yeah, otherwise you're just kind of yelling, which you are doing, but it's just yelling.
No, that's... I rolled a 7.
Oh, I thought that was a 1.
So it's a 20d8. Oh, no, that's a 7. That's a 7.
yeah, I know you're from this angle.
So,
I thought it was a 1.
So what was it, a 17?
It was an 18d10.
And I got 20d8, so the effect die is higher, but...
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You only need to do a point of damage to sever the cable. It's just a cable. It's not seem to be a part of the large thing at all. But the fact that there is this larger psychological entity that is impacting your brain physically causes a lot of distress. But you do kind of line up the shot, bang, and it is severed and snapped off. So you just got this cord dangling from your side of your head. But you were completely severed.
Now, but I've already got 11 strain. And I've only got 12 wounds, so is this a wound? How does this work when they both add together to equal 12? Does that matter?
Did you get a wound?
Well, you just said I took a damage, right?
No. It does. Yeah, you only needed to deal 1 point of damage to it.
Sure.
Yeah, you won the check. You don't take any damage. But to answer your question, it's a good question because this is probably going to come up being that you're 1 point away. So if all of your points between wound and stun equal your threshold, you are not unconscious. You just can't progress in the conflict until you you get that down below that number. So for you, it's 12. For a rolled action, you can take like a concentration check and just like try to find your Zen place, man. And if you roll high enough, you can remove your strain by so many points. So as far as strain goes, that's actually good of the damage types. Wounds basically permanently reduce the maximum threshold you have until those get medically dealt with.
Yeah. So I just wanted to do that. I think that was the best way, even though the difficulty was hard.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling if I tried to... But I had to sacrifice the
That would have been wounds.
And then I'm going to say, as you see the red light of that cyber eye, because that's what it would do. be like, Greg, it's all yours. And then I'm going to go to the entrance with him.
Okay, so with your movement, you kind of crawl.
Actually, I'm not going to say that. Let's move on, because I'm probably going to have to try to make a concentration check to lower my strain, because I'm almost about to pass it.
Oh yeah, but movement, you crawl out of the area. Greg, it's just you in this chamber. What do you do?
Okay, so in this chamber
I'm glad I rolled.
That was.
are the tubey things going up into the ceiling. And the thing that he connected to,
Yeah, there's a little pus orb.
orb.
The control junction box.
Weirder. That's about as descriptive as I can get with it.
Pussy junctions?
Pussy junction. Yeah.
Ew, no.
I'm gonna take one of my throwing knives, and I'm just gonna tink tink at the thing to see like if it seems like how delicate or not delicate it is.
It's hard. It's a crystalline substance.
Yeah.
But it does chip as you hit it. So you get the sense that if you roll enough to puncture it, you could crack off chunks of the actual pustule itself. There.
The tube that I shot, I didn't disconnect it, but I did do damage to it. Is there like a hole in it?
There's like a nick in it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the pustule thing with my hand cannon.
Great. That's not an active resistance. It is just a pustule on the wall. So I need you to exceed an 11d8. Okay, so 4 points damage. You start chipping away at it. Chunks of it just starts flying off of it. You're making significant dents into this thing. It still seems to be glowing, but yeah, you've chipped away at this wall thing. It's kind of flickering now, but it's still active.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just gonna try putting holes in things until something happens. For now, anyway. Until the plan changes when the bugs come through the hole.
Back upstairs.
Right. How tight a fit was it? Oh, that's 2?
Oh,
One,
you need
two.
intangibility.
It's 2. You seem to be a bit of a threat right now. So as you've kind of like torn this thing apart and you're kind of looking around, you're understanding that there is something around here that you can't quite see. Yeah, you just set me in difficulty for resisting your brain.
Right?
Yeah.
Does my armor count?
In this context, no.
Can I use friends in low places because I'm here with my friend?
Not usually how that works, but I will allow it.
Okay.
Is there anything, real quick, Cliptic, would you be paying enough attention to the room outside to know that Laurel's in trouble?
Well, after something fell out and squelched to the floor, my concentration has completely broken from that creature, and I would have looked exactly at Laurel to see if she was okay, because you were the closest.
Do you want to add anything to help her out?
I don't know if I have.
You have helping hand.
I do have helping hand. You're right.
Yeah, it's not this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can assist you. Add your skill die to an ally's skill.
You got a magic skill that you can help out?
Yeah, chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, should
Oh, you
be.
have magic.
Nice.
So then you get to add. So basically, as long as you've got helping hand, you're in proximity with Laurel.
Yeah.
You know that the Matriarch's doing some neurological shit. So,
Okay.
yeah, add that in there. Give her. You're setting the difference for me.
We have lots of plot points here.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? So that is a 14d8.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good mental defense for you.
Yeah, I have magical resistance.
Oh,
I rolled a 1. Do either of you want to drop your headaches down from a 6 to a 4?
I think you should, because you are more likely to use your brain.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Put a d4 next to you because you're going to need to roll in the next check. I'll explain that. All right. How much did you roll?
14d8.
13d8. So as this kind of goes to hit you, you don't get an idea of where she's at. Well, because you're helping in resistance of it, you also don't get an idea where she's at. The effect is not high enough, but you do, in your deflection of it, you do hear her wince a bit, as if you've dealt some kind of damage to her.
So I'm aware that she is physically in that room.
Something's in the room. I can't tell you that. You've heard her voice in your ears, not in your mind.
Right.
Something is invisible, roaming around. But with that, before we do that, is there anything you want to do that's non-rollable? Oh wait, that's not your turn. That was
turn.
yeah.
That's my
That's
turn.
it. Now it's
Actually,
Cryptic's turn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I just chose to hit you. That's all.
That's fair. Have a D4. Am I supposed to do something with that?
The next time you roll, you're gonna add the D4 into the roll.
Oh, I'm adding that.
As long as you have no ones, your headache will go away.
I'm going to say I'm gonna go for wound now. To this thing. I'm gonna try and damage this thing.
Because it does definitely look more like a monstrosity.
Yeah, it's not anything I remember. Other than a couple of attributes that I recall.
I want to say something, but I'm not.
You're not there.
So
If I roll bad enough, maybe I can give you more information. But for now, every time you get a higher effect die, I'll give you more info.
okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. Does it look like it's about to attack someone specifically? That thing specifically, or is it just kind of?
The universe.
It looks like it is in a heightened state of aggression. It's hard to kind of discern anything other than that without rolling something, but it does not look friendly.
Okay, so it's not going after someone specifically.
It's going after everything.
Everything. Fair enough. Okay. Then what I'm going to do?
Imagine a centipede, but its limbs could hurt you.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure this. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna possibly do this.
You're going to attack it.
I am going to attack it, but I'm going to use Chaotic Tea, which is illusions, and fuck with it visually as well as mentally at the same time. So,
Okay.
yeah. I'm trying to think of something that would be absolutely painful for it to possibly see. Maybe fire.
Well,
Basic
what your power set? What kind of powers do you have on? Do you have attack on your power set?
I have. No.
You didn't take attack.
No, I didn't. It's just an illusion. It's just like a psychological illusion.
So it won't deal any damage.
That won't deal any damage. Okay.
The Chaotic skill, you can use it to roll damage. It's just you won't have any power sets added to this.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
That's fair.
So just take your willpower, your Chaotic, anything else you can think of for attack. You can still deal an attack.
Okay.
It's just your power set doesn't seem to have anything offensive to it.
Yeah.
So you have to beat, that is a Cox die, you have to beat a 8d10.
Okay. No ones? Oh, 1-1.
Oh.
Damn it!
That the headache goes back up to a 6 and it stays, so you can take that 4 out. That's a lot.
You finally turned. Burn.
So as you kind of lash out mentally, just like try to shunt this thing with your brain, at that point, the Matriarch will actually become visible. The invisibility drops off to the side as she drops the concentration on that ability, and she starts doing something else that you watch as its brain, like green ichor, starts to peel out of the sides of the face as if you have done immeasurable damage to the brain of this thing. But you watch as her veins are turning black as she seems to be doing something, and the ichor slows as if maybe something inside is being healed.
Okay.
Cool beans.
And Laurel, you get the last round of this current session.
The creature that was in the sack.
This big monstrosity that this one just did a bunch of metal attacks. You go see the Matriarch on the other side of it.
I don't?
You do.
Okay. Is it still moving at all?
Oh, it's shrieking. It's flailing all over the place. It is pissed.
I'm going to swing my warhammer at the Matriarch. But in doing so, I'm going to use area effect to also hit the creature on the ground with her tail.
Tail.
Oh, dope. Okay, sweet. Give her.
Just Laurel thing.
Just the roll thing. Let me set a difficulty for you.
Yeah, that's,
I'm gonna burn one of these.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. So this will be a 17 d10. Because I didn't know. That's not
There's a
good.
1.
Oh, wait. You have a complication I have to roll for this.
I do. Yeah, it's a D6.
I didn't do anything. I'm gonna make it a D8.
If you spent a dice, can I still spend a plus?
They do function separately.
Yay. So that's gonna be those two there.
I'm just watching Derek's face.
It's like, 'cause she...
One, and one of the effects is a D8, and actually they're both D8s. Because it's area effect, so I get 2 effect dice, 1 on each, and they're both D8s.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was the damage?
21. 21 D8.
To the matriarch?
Uh-huh.
I had said...
I hit her in the face.
Said 17, so that's 4 points of damage. Crazy.
I'm gonna choose.
No, we're talking about a max on the D8, a max.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Almost. The reason I'm looking at it is,
Proboscis?
why can't you do this in the call?
Yeah!
You just need more dice.
Yeah, that solves all problems.
I'm going to point
Anyway, sorry, that's it.
So, Cliptech, you watch as you shunt this thing, and then the matriarch becomes visible. You look on over, and she seems to be healing this thing.
Yeah.
And as she's concentrating on healing this construct in front of her, you watch as from behind her, Laurel spins around, just absolutely decks her from behind, knocks her forward. The arm is split, and as Laurel spins, she does a complete 360, and the tail whips around and slaps the back of this
Bitch
queen
slaps.
cast.
The sack queen.
So I'm not gonna lie, Cliptip, this is probably the best moment of Cliptic's life because he's been trying to do damage to the matriarch all of this time, and just uncliptic, like just like, yeah, bitch, and just like yells at me because I'm so fucking happy.
Should have saved some of that healing for yourself.
Now, as we end this, the one thing I will say is the effect die was not on either of them was not higher than a 10.
Yeah, it's fair.
So while you do make contact, neither entities seem to have some kind of lasting impact. But you do come in with this fucking epic swing. You do deal damage to the matriarch separately from the construct itself. Thank you for listening to Spacers. Our next episode of Spacers will air Tuesday, March 25th. Our next episode of the Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast, will be Tuesday, March 18th. Both shows air at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on YouTube with a live chat with some of the cast, while then later being released on all of our audio services 1 hour later. As usual, to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, Ed Lore, Rosa, Tyler, The Weejay, James, Matt, Calgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, No Demons Allowed, Autumn, Roland Arts, Chris H, and welcome to Shadell. If I'm mispronouncing that, please let me know in Discord. Your players for tonight were Bailey Yarkey, Elizabeth Wells, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, and Derek Snow. Your GM was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.